The image in your eyes, reflecting the pain that is taking you. I hear it in your voice, so ridden with shame from what's ailing you. I won't give up, so don't give in. You've fallen down, but you can rise again. So don't give up when the demon that's inside you is ready to begin. And it feels like it's a battle that you will never win. When you're aching for the fire and begging for your sin, there's nothing left inside. There's still a reason to fight. Lost in your world of lies, I find it so hard to believe in you. Can it be real this time, or just a part of this game that we're playing through? I won't give up, don't give in. You've fallen down, but you will rise again. I won't give up when the demon that's inside you is ready to begin. And it feels like it's a battle that you will never win. When you're aching for the fire and begging for your sin, there's nothing left inside. There's still a reason to fight. Don't let it take your soul. Look at me, take control. We're going to fight this war. This is nothing worth dying for. Are you ready to begin? This is a battle and we are gonna win. When you're aching for the fire and begging for your sin, there's nothing left inside. There's still a reason when the demon that's inside you is ready to begin. And it feels like it's a battle that you will never win. When you're aching for the fire and begging for your sin, there's nothing left inside. There's still a reason to fight. I'll be your reason to fight. Give you a reason to fight.
Disturbed, everybody. Unbelievable. That would be the title track of our Disturbed, A Reason to Fight Town Hall. Again, thank you guys so much.
It's our pleasure.
Writing a song like that, I gotta think that you've gotta maybe ask a question, you know, do I wanna go down that path? And it also would seem to maybe come from somewhere that was very, very personal. Maybe you can talk to us about what sparked you and to get the discussion going and to even start writing a song like that to cover such heavy subject matter.
Well, every member of the band, myself, Danny, Mike, John, all of us in some way or another have struggled with the demons of addiction and depression, either ourselves personally or loved ones of ours, friends of ours. And going into the recording session for the Evolution record, sometimes after 20 plus years of writing together, you start to kind of delve into a lot of the same pools of subject matter. And so I've become very, very appreciative of Danny and Mike's input for themes to explore, so that I'm not beating a dead horse over and over again. And this was one of the suggestions that Danny made in terms of subject matter, and you know, he knows my history with it as well as he knows his own. So it's something that is so painful, yet so healing at the same time. Unfortunately, when the demons are inside of you, it sometimes takes an exorcism to get rid of them. And that can jar the body and jar the senses. And I won't lie to you, there isn't a single night that goes by where we perform this song where I'm not, even now, driven to the point of very, very intense emotion. It brings back a flood of memories. It brings back all the pictures in your head of all the people that were so close to you, that meant so much to you, that you lost. And I know that there's no greater, sense of accomplishment than to know that the emotion that you've delved into yourself for your own piece of art is able to resonate within other people as well, and enable them to find some semblance of strength and peace and meaning. So thank you to each and every one of you for feeling the way that you do.
When you are writing a song like that, and I don't know if this plays into everything that you write, or maybe it's during the recording process, is there ever a point where you look at each other and you say that we're dialed in on something here?
This was one.
It just seems like maybe this is that kind of song. I mean, is it the recording? Is it the writing? Where does it hit where you say we might be really onto something?
Well, as David mentioned, I think early on when we discussed the topic of what we wanted to address, and I have a brother who has struggled with drugs and alcohol for years. He's on and off with his battle. And David had lost an ex-girlfriend to suicide and her addictions as well. And Mike, our drummer's brother, just passed away 3 years ago, way too young from his battles. So when we were talking about the subject matter, we were trying to find the right piece of music for it. And the song almost didn't happen. Because at first, if you recall, David, I was trying to force the idea on certain bits of music. And we weren't feeling it at the time. And then all of a sudden, as we're in the studio recording, we had a little bit of downtime. And Kevin Churko, our producer, was, I think, miking up the drum kit. And I just started to play that intro piece in downtime in the studio. I didn't really have the music quite finished. It was just an idea. And I was playing it in the control room, just waiting, to start recording something else. And David was in the room and he heard it. He's like, keep playing that. Just loop that part over and over. It kind of struck a melody with him, first of all. And from that point on, we made it a priority, at least musically and melodically, it felt right. And then once he started to dive into the lyrics, he realized this was the song that could best, be the best vehicle to kind of push that message emotionally.
It was a crazy moment. I mean, and it was one of the rare parts of our creation in the studio that we caught the entirety of it on tape, which was, they say that, there's magic in the studio. No doubt that day, no doubt. Within 24 hours, we basically had the majority of the song.
And there's very few times historically for us in the studio to where we dive into something just brand new like that. A lot of times we're already going in with prepared material, ready to just re-record what we did on demos. And this was one that just kind of came to life in that moment, and we made it a priority because we felt it early on.
And the music is so important, but you know that people are going to connect with lyrics. And I don't know, David, how much you struggle with that. Is this a song that pours out of you? Is it a write and a rewrite and a rewrite, and is it going through tablets, or is it?
It didn't take all that much, and this is probably one of the more collaborative songs lyrically that we've ever done. Danny penned a couple of the lines to the verse, and he did it so poignantly and powerfully there was no point in changing any of the verbiage. And, it was just trying to change some of the word choices around the nuance of the new melody and the cadence and so on and so forth. And then developing a second verse that continued to tell the story, and of course coming up with that chorus. When I came up with the chorus, I remember running to Danny and Mike about it, and we were headed back from a restaurant or something like that in the car. And I started just singing the melody with the new lyrics for the chorus in the car to them, just a cappella. And it was another really cool moment. It was very powerful without us even knowing, really what we had stumbled on just yet. So, yeah, when you're aching for the fire and begging for your sin. That's one of the lines that I'm probably most proud of in a long, long time.
And after you've been doing it as long as you are, to see how passionate you both are about this song and why we're here today, that I think is not lost on any of us. So thank you again.
Thank you to each and every one of you.
Thank you.